All right, so those cheap Alnico pre-wired pick guards from China are actually really nice. That's what I had in one of my Strats, and everybody loved the sound of it. So what I done was ordered one, took all the stuff out, and I'm just going to transfer it over, okay? Because I like the black pick guard. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to take these knobs and stuff off and putting that wiring in this guitar, stringing the guitar up, do a setup on it, plug it in, and have a blast. So let's go ahead and get this pick guard off there and all the stuff off there, which I'm not going to bore you with me taking all the screws of the pick guard and all this stuff off. I'm going to take this off video and put those parts in, then show me putting the pick guard back on. Starting to come along real nicely. Starting to dig it. The only thing I don't like about the pickups, they say Alnico 5 on it. They could spare the ugly writing on the pickups, but whatever, it works. All right, I gotta put the screws back in the pick guard. All right, so we got the old junk right here. We'll keep it just in case somebody wants a cheap repair done on their guitar. That's what I usually keep that for. If somebody don't want to spend a whole lot of money and they're okay with crappy sound, that's what I usually keep them for. Then I like to take a real nice fine cloth and then kind of just clean up the guitar. Like I said, I had this pick guard, so it's well used. That's why there's so many scratches in it. Forgot that screw. And surprisingly, it fit on this guitar. But it turned out quite nicely, actually. Really impressed how it turned out. I think it looks pretty sick. This thing's gonna sound pretty awesome too, believe it or not. All right, next thing we gotta do is plug it in, make sure it makes some noise, and then we can put the strings on and then start setting the action. Now you're probably going to hear a lot of buzzing because this is just a real cheap amp. It's nothing special. So the pickups respond. So that's good. Now we just gotta put the strings on and put the nut on up here and we should be good to go. Got the nut on, as you can see. I don't like my strings way down in the nut. I just put them right there at the top where I can feel them. That's how I've always done it. And I still got to sand down right here to get rid of this excess, and that will be ready to go. All right, we got the Ernie balls on there. We got the nut slot fixed. It's where it needs to be. Now, I didn't record that because I forgot to. So. Okay, so we got the neck shimmed where it needs to be because it was like this. We actually got it up a little bit like that. So we got to tune this guitar up and then check out the action and see where it needs to be. Definitely pretty high. We need to lower that a little bit. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, we're definitely way high. Let's see what we're sitting at now. Okay, that looks a lot better. Tell you what, the action's pretty low. I want a little bit lower than I like it, just to see how low I can get it, and I'm telling you, I could go lower if I wanted to. So the fretwork paid off, you know, the little things that we did. But let's test it. So let's check it out. Guitar is ready to play. So let's go over into the studio. I'm going to talk about what I've done to this guitar, talk about some other things, and then we'll demo and compare it. We'll do a demo and compare it to what it sounded like before. All right, we made it back over to the studio, and I want to talk about what I've done to this guitar real quick. Just a quick overview, and I'm going to put how much I spent in the description below. And if you've not seen part 1 of this video, go ahead and go down in the description. The link will be down there also. But let's go ahead and talk about this guitar and what I've done to it. I got a bone nut. You can get these off eBay. I got the same kind of tuners, and I got these off eBay. These are a little bit better than Squire tuners. They're pretty, you know, budget friendly. I got a pre-wired pick guard from China, which these have Alnico 5 pickups in them, but they're really, really nice. So that's what I used, and I used that wiring even though it had mini pots in it. Then I also did some fret work, and I put a new set of strings on it. And I must say this guitar turned out pretty well, and I'm really impressed by the neck on this guitar because I didn't have to do a whole lot of fret work. If you watched the first video, I didn't do a whole lot of fret work on this particular neck. But what I did do was, you know, a lot of work of trying to make it feel like it's broke in, like rounded the fretboard, and I did another polish in which these frets feel pretty good for a cheap guitar. So I'm really impressed with this guitar and how it came out. You know, from the factory, it did need set up. The neck needed shim because you guys seen that neck pocket, how bad it was. The neck feels good. It's a little bit chunky the way I like it. Just needed a little bit of fret work. But overall, from a building standpoint, if you want to take everything and strip it off and build a decent guitar out of it, you know, this guitar is it. There's nothing wrong structurally, but you can tell that they wanted to throw this together and hurry up and make money off of it, because Glarry is a company that owns several companies in China. That's how they do it, like bags, and they sell clothes and stuff like that. And this is just another brand for them to make money. You can look it up on the internet. It tells you all about their company, and they're just all about making money. That's how China is, and they throw these together as fast as they can, and they ship them out the door. But I got really lucky, and this guitar is beautiful. You know, it's a beautiful guitar, and now I can enjoy playing it. And acoustically, it rings. And what I can't get over $60 guitar. I can just feel this thing vibrating in my hand and clear through the neck, and I can feel it in the body. This guitar feels guitar feels amazing. So let's go ahead and quit gabbing about it. Plug it into a Blackstar ID Core 100. All the EQs are going to be at noon, and let's rock out. So as you can see there is a big change in the sound, and you know what? The way this thing plays, I'm super impressed. The way the thing feels in my hands, I'm super impressed. You know, is it fancy wood? No, it's basswood. Does it look good? You know, it looks all right. Does it feel good? Yes. You know, looks is not, it's not everything. It's about how the guitar plays. And you know, I'm not going to count my labor because I did it for free, more or less. If you take this guitar to a person and do what I did to it, you're looking at some serious money and it wouldn't be worth it. But if you can do this at your house, like I did, with basic tools, you can have a cheap guitar that rocks out. And I don't want anybody to tell you any different. Some budget guitars beat expensive guitars. And I know there's going to be some snobs out there that say, oh, blah, 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 no, I'll never compare. Guitar making in different countries, they have stepped up their games. It's not like the 70s and 80s. They're spitting out stuff that's unbelievable. Like I said, for $60, this guitar was not playable out of the box, but what it is for 60 bucks blows my mind. The fretwork on this thing was better than some Squires. The fretwork on this thing was better than some Fenders that I've played. The neck work, not so much, but it's easy to address that. The body and the paint is a lot better than in most Squires that I've seen. This is very thin, you know, a finish on this. It's not very thick. By looking in the cavities, you can tell this is not a thick finish. It's easy to sand down because I've already sanded one of these guitars down and it's super thin. So that explains why it vibrates and it just shakes. I mean, if you could just play this guitar, this thing would just shake in your hand. And it, you know what? I don't want to put it down. It feels so good that I don't want to put it down. So you guys can do this at home, and this was the whole point of that. Yes, I did take the Glarry headstock logo off and I put my own on there because of all the work I'd done to it. So basically all I did was finish quality control for them and made it better with better wiring and pickups and tuners and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. I got a lot of builds coming. I got a guitar fetish build back here behind me. You're going to see videos on that here soon. And I got more things planned and more giveaways planned. So I'm Ronald Jr. I'll see you guys next time.